had hundreds of kids come through here and mentored them, and they've gone on to do wonderful things. Pharmacists and teachers, and have their own electrical companies, and almost everything you could imagine. We're so proud of all those kids, and for us to be painted in some kind of light along with this terrible tragedy is very disturbing. And the truth of the matter is, he's here a very short time, 12 years ago, young kid, did our best to mentor him, and mutually decided the job wasn't for him. That was all there is to the story.
Court has held that the Sixth Amendment does not require that the trial or any part of it be broadcast live or on tape to the public. A YouTube video titled "Psychologist Breaks Down Kohberger's Arraignment Body Language" purports to dissect every gesture, every shift in posture, every flicker of emotion that crossed Kohberger's face during the tense courtroom scene while utilizing only one courtroom video. What is up, it's iCkEdMeL. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. There's quite a few interesting things with regards to this memorandum that Kohberger's people, his team, his attorneys have done. They don't want live streaming. They don't want cameras in the court. They are going hard. They're going after these body language experts, some YouTubers, I guess, and articles citing body language experts as pseudoscience, and they give references and examples. So we're going to talk about that. We'll read this. Pixie posted these court documents online, as well as this former boss, employer. And the only thing that's maybe interesting, I guess, is that it claims here that Kohberger potentially lied or exaggerated on these applications. Friday is going to be a big day with the Gonzalez family and then the Associated Press with regards to the gag order, which I'm thinking these topics are going to come up. And check out my sponsor, DataSeal, a service that I use to protect myself from the crazies online and to minimize doxing. Your information is being sold by data brokers all the time. It's easy for anybody to look up your information using people search websites. They can find your home address, date of birth, email address, phone number. DataSeal.io is the data removal and monitoring service I trust to remove my information from the internet. Click the link below and use the code 5OFFALL to save 5% off your DataSeal subscription. And Taylor Public Defender, Kootenai County Public Defender, address Elissa G. Massoff, PLLC, Attorney at Law. Assigned Attorney Ann C. Taylor, J. Weston Lodgson, Chief Deputy Litigation Bar, Elissa Massoff Bar. And so in the District Court of the 2nd Judicial District of the State of Idaho, in and for the County of Lara, memorandum on cameras during hearings, State of Idaho versus Bryan Kohberger. And it says, comes now Bryan Kohberger by and through their attorney, J. Weston Lodgson, Chief Deputy Litigation, and hereby provides the following memorandum on the use of cameras during the hearings in this case. So issues. Number 1, court should limit media coverage of this case to protect the Sixth Amendment interests. Number 2, the court should not permit the media to use cameras to permit unfairly prejudicial coverage of Mr. Kohberger or harass courtroom participants. Memorandum on cameras during hearing. Number 3, this court should not permit cameras in the courtroom to distract courtroom participants from the real purpose we are here. Facts. Mr. Kohberger's charge and subsequent courtroom proceedings have captured the attention of local and national news organizations as well as social media platforms. The court has previously permitted cameras in the courtroom in regards to this case's prior proceedings. However, given the sensationalized nature of the case, the audio/visual coverage has become material for news outlets and social media accounts to espouse their unfounded opinions. Following each of Mr. Kohberger's court appearances, numerous social media posts have been made regarding him through Facebook posts, YouTube and TikTok videos, and a podcast. Each video attempts to analyze Mr. Kohberger's demeanor by observing his body language from one court appearance and describing him using phrases such as cold iceness. And it looks like he is just filled with darkness and hate. He keeps getting creepier, among numerous other phrases. So over here, it looks like they're giving some examples. I don't know what these things. Oh, law and crime. Oh, damn. Oh, no. Oh, Lord. They're coming for law and crime. Oh, Lord. So what? So what? They got law and crime. This is over here. What is this? I don't know. They picked a random TikTok page. Seconds of horror. They got another one here. Cold iceness. YouTube. Check out my appearance as I break down Bryan Kohberger on law and crime. Shooting crime, Nancy Grace breaks down disturbing new details. Oh, Lord. So they don't like that, huh? So these are the arguments that Kohberger's people are making, which they're referencing the Constitution and some example, I guess, of previous cases. Says argument, this court should limit media coverage of this case to protect Sixth Amendment interests. While the media holds the crucial role of informing the public of criminal proceedings, the right only exists to the extent that it does not impede upon the rights of a defendant and is subject to maintaining fairness in the judicial process. A fundamental right of every defendant is the right to a fair trial by an impartial jury established by the Sixth Amendment of the United States Constitution. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have assistance of counsel for his defense. U.S. Constitution Amendment 16, the right to a public trial is not a right belonging to the public, but one belonging to the accused. So let me read that again. U.S. Constitution Amendment 16, the right to a public trial is not a right belonging to the public, but one belonging to the accused. Estes versus State of Texas, Harlan J. concurring. As such, even though the public may have an interest in a particular case, interest alone does not create a constitutional right. Furthermore, as the court held in Shepard, given the pervasiveness of modern communications and the difficulty of effacing prejudicial publicity from the minds of the jurors, the trial courts must take strong measures to ensure that the balance is never weighed against the accused. Shepard versus Maxwell. Thus, the court has a duty to preserve a defendant's right to a fair trial and must limit media exposure when it is apparent that the accused might otherwise be prejudiced and or disadvantaged. To preserve a defendant's right, the court must balance the rights of a defendant and the interest of the media. In doing so, the court ought to recognize that a First Amendment claim should not impinge upon the most fundamental of all freedoms, the right to a fair trial. Estes 381 U.S. 532 at 540. Furthermore, while recognizing the importance of the media, the court has held that the Sixth Amendment does not require that the trial or any part of it be broadcast live or on tape to the public. The requirement of a public trial is satisfied by the opportunity of the members of the public and the press to attend the trial and to report what they have observed. Ooh. Nixon versus Warner. This is going to be, This court should not permit the media to use cameras to permit unfairly prejudicial coverage of Mr. Kohberger or harass courtroom participants. When cameras are present in the courtroom, the defendant becomes subject to minute scrutiny as his or her every movement can be replayed and analyzed. As such, the court in Vallow held that video footage from a hearing displayed an inordinate focus on the defendant, D, zooming onto her face throughout the vast majority of the hearing, regardless of who was speaking or what was happening. Mem decision and order prohibiting video and photographic coverage 4. In the present case, Mr. Kohberger's actions are heavily scrutinized as self-proclaimed experts body language experts utilize audio/video footage from courtroom proceedings to make assumptions regarding his body language and character, which actualizes prior courts' concerns regarding the presence of cameras in the courtroom. For instance, a YouTube video titled "Psychologist Breaks Down Kohberger's Arraignment Body Language" purports to dissect every gesture, every shift in posture, every flicker of emotion that crossed Kohberger's face during the tense courtroom scene, while utilizing only one courtroom video. Like Vallow, the purpose of the footage is to scrutinize Mr. Kohberger's actions. And Vallow, the court determined that the footage during a hearing demonstrated an inordinate focus on the defendant. Here, the court did not determine the need. Damn, man, are the days of big trials over? purpose of a video utilizing audio/video recordings as the purpose of the commentator's purpose is explicitly clear, and such a video would not exist except for the presence of cameras in the courtroom. Furthermore, the video posted on May 23rd garnered over 44,000 views in 2 days, further demonstrating the high level of interest in this case and the potential impact of pretrial publicity. Additionally, an article published by the New York Post relied on audio/video recordings to analyze Mr. Kohberger's body language. The article states that by dissecting his most minute behaviors, from the use of his tongue to the controlled reactions and the tone of his voice, can paint a picture of his mindset. All the experts. By doing so, the recordings are once again being utilized to scrutinize Mr. Kohberger as the expert reached an uncorroborated conclusion after only viewing one video. Stephanie Pagonis accused Idaho killer Bryan Kohberger's body language compared to Lee Harvey Oswald. New York Post, May 23rd, my birthday. Despite the apparent popularity of the articles and the videos claiming to explain body language, many such claims are not supported by scientific evidence. Ow! As previous articles not cited by the self-appointed body language experts in videos concerning Mr. Kohberger explain, in fact, studies have repeatedly shown that body language cannot accurately be read like a book. Oh no! Amelia Tate body language pseudoscience is flourishing on YouTube. Wired. It's an article. Vincent Dunlot, a postdoctoral fellow in psychology of McGill University, explains how there is no innate universal language of the body. And when self-appointed experts associate specific gestures or facial expressions with particular meanings, the statements fall under the umbrella of pseudoscience. Moreover, Dunlop describes even keen observers cannot infer a person's thoughts or intentions based on their nonverbal behavior alone due to the lack of scientific support. Ooh, they're coming hard for the body language experts. They're coming hard for people online on YouTube, us, commentators. Ooh. Now they're referencing this article, The Truth About Reading Body Language, Popular Science, from October 8th, 2020. Thus, when articles and videos proclaim to reveal an individual's state of mind, they only contribute to an ecosystem of misinformation in which disparaging comments and dubious theories flourish. Along with making claims about Mr. Kohberger based on body language, social media videos also analyze or utilize the audio/video footage from courtroom proceedings to make comments regarding Mr. Kohberger's character. The videos use phrases such as cold iciness, oh no, and if you have never seen evil before, this is what it looks like when you're sick in the presence of a demon. Similarly, in Irvine, the court held that clearly prejudicial statements included articles that characterized petitioner as remorseless and without a conscience. As the court in Nebraska Press Associated noted, such characterizations may impact the jury's determinations as their ability to decide the case fairly is influenced by the tone and the extent of the publicity. As such, these phrases are used to characterize and make determinations about an individual based on limited footage with no regard for the presumption of innocence, in which may impact a jury's opinion. Number 3, this court should not permit cameras in the courtroom to distract courtroom participants from the real purpose we are here. Once courtroom participants know they are being recorded, they may behave differently. The court in Estes held that when a case is steeped in pretrial publicity, televised jurors cannot help but feel the pressure of knowing that friends and neighbors have their eyes upon them. The court further elaborated on how the presence of recording equipment may not be the distraction, but more so the awareness of being recorded. The court goes even so far as to say, not only will a juror's eyes be fixed on the camera, but also his mind will be preoccupied with the telecasting rather than the testimony. Following similar reasoning, the court in Vallow also expressed concern regarding the additional pressure witnesses and counsel may be exposed to, knowing that every expression, utterance, and appearance will be captured and circulated without their control. Mem decision order prohibiting video and photographic coverage 6. The court also notes that the pressure placed on witnesses may unduly influence jurors as they make an incorrect determination regarding the witness while he or she is under additional pressure of being recorded. The presence of cameras also places additional responsibilities on the trial judge. Now, not only must the judge preside over proceedings, a task which requires his utmost attention, but also the media to ensure that it complies with the rules of governing courtroom conduct. As such, the existence of cameras in the courtroom may potentially burden the judge, as he might have his attention diverted from the task at hand, the fair trial of the accused. Okay. Additionally, the defendant may also be distracted by cameras, as the court in his case held. The inevitable close-ups of his gestures and expressions during the ordeal of his trial might well transgress his personal sensibilities, his dignity, and his ability to concentrate on the proceedings before him. Sometimes the difference between life and death dispassionately, freely, and without the distraction of wide public surveillance. As a result, a defendant may not be able to fully focus on the proceedings despite being entitled to having his or her day in court. Therefore, the presence of court cameras allows the potential that the courtroom would devolve from a place for the victim, society, and the accused to receive justice to a mere spectacle. So we're going to go over this, but I want to know your guys' thoughts from all that information. Should they stream this live in court? Should they take the route that they did with Lori Vallow? Also, I was thinking like the last trial we did, with Letitia Stout, the publicity, did that affect it positively or negatively? I don't think it really had a negative effect. I don't know. Comment down below. But I do think that Kohberger's people has a chance in this fight to actually, it is public. Look at how they did with Lori Vallow. It's very public. And the way this judge, I forgot that live stream that we did where the judge was like kind of going off and like the way the media went about it. I think that this judge might actually go for what this memorandum says. I think it's very, very possible. Sadly, for us that want to watch, it might not be streamed. So definitely Friday. Let's see what happens. That's a big deal. Friday is a big deal. I'm going to be here. We're going to be streaming. Now let's get into this, where Idaho student murders suspect Bryan Kohberger once boasted about his daily boxing routine while describing how he cut fish and worked as a meat wrapper in a security job application obtained by Fox News Digital. The 28-year-old criminology PhD student, who is now a quadruple homicide suspect, previously wrote that his special skills included rigorous punching workouts and a year of youth law enforcement training in 2015, job application to work school security. I box after school every day at the Jesse Harris Boxing Gym on 209 next to Big Cheese Pizza when it was still open. He wrote, I also attended a year of law enforcement program and a year of HVAC. He was vying to work as either a fill-in custodian, courier, or security guard for the Pleasant Valley School District in his Pennsylvania hometown of effort. His employment history showed only 2 previous gigs, 7 months at the Big Brown Fish and Pay Lakes in 2011, and 4 months at the Butcher and Produce Departments at a BJ's Wholesale Club in Strasburg in 2015. He added that he did some side work for his father, a district maintenance worker, learning how to do pipe work and HVAC. The only thing I could think of too with this is that like this guy clearly knows how to use a knife. He has experience. He did this Brown Fish and Pay Lakes, and he also did this Butcher and Produce. So this is the application here. So this is the Pleasant Valley School District, elementary school, Pleasant Valley Elementary School, high school, course of study. It says here, I boxed after school every day at the Jesse Harris Boxing Gym at 209 near Big Cheese when it was still open. The same thing we just read. Scroll down here, just all this information you can fill out. This job here, fish cutter. I cut the fish to the specification of the customer. Also here, meat wrapper. I did multiple things here, mostly meat wrapping and produce positions. I made sure tags were correct, prices were matching on the outside shelves. I stocked the shelves with meat products, and I unstocked the shipment that came in overnight about 3 or 4 times a week. Reason for leaving, I had an opportunity to make money with my father and resigned, which I think the news articles to talk more about that. State any additional information you may feel be helpful to us considering your application. I do HVAC with my father, Michael Kohberger. It is a side job here and there that has allowed me to have periods of unemployment. I'm going to need more income now due to the fact that I have a lot of responsibilities and utilities. says here, list of professional trade, business, or civic activities and offices held. May exclude memberships. I'm capable of what is considered pipe work. I can solder, attach pipes, and do some basic HVAC. I learned this from my father. I was with the District 11 Skills USA Regional Champion in 2011 for extemporaneous speaking. I learned how to do more HVAC and MCT1, and I learned how to patrol and do basic security procedures from my year in law enforcement. I was a boxer and still a runner. I believe dedication and perseverance are the most basic important skills learned from my activities. I lost 130 pounds at the age of 15 into age of 16, which we know he had this massive weight loss and transformation whilst attending school at PVHS and MCTI. I believe this is proof that I have the required dedication to be successful. All right. Kohberger, pictured in yearbooks as a chubby teen, also appears to be proud of his weight loss, which, I mean, who wouldn't be? But this is, I think, where a lot of the change people talked about happened with this massive weight loss. So we've seen these pictures already, the side-by-sides. Kohberger wound up getting the job for the Pleasant Valley School District, starting out as a casual security guard and then earning a promotion to part-timer. The district outfitted him with size 13 boots, several extra-large shirts, a jacket, and pants with a 34 waist. There's more pictures. However, his employment came to an end June 22nd, 2021, when he submitted a resignation letter acknowledging that I understand that if I do not resign, I have a right to a school board hearing to determine if I should be dismissed from employment with the school district. The district declined to disclose further information about his departure, stating that the records related to non-criminal investigations, complaints, written criticisms of an employee, and disciplinary materials are exempt from disclosure under Pennsylvania's public records law. So who knows what happened? That would be interesting to know, but I guess we're not going to know. This is a stock image of a person filleting a fish on a cutting board and inset a kabar knife, the same type of weapon believed to be used in the November 13th, 2022 massacre. The records do show, however, that Kohberger was placed on leave without pay for at least one day in February 2021 due to expired clearance. Some of Kohberger's claims in the application may have been exaggerated. Charles, who founded a big brown fish and pay lakes in Effort, Pennsylvania 35 years ago, told Fox News in March that Kohberger didn't last long on the job and never got any training with filleting knife. When kids come in here, their jobs are to keep the place clean, pick up paper all day long, help customers catch fish, fix poles, and then we try to train them how to fillet fish, he said. And if you got good at it, then they can fillet customers' fish. Kohberger wasn't around long enough to get to that point, he said. Conklin said that they parted ways with him just after 3 weeks. But Kohberger on his application claimed to have worked there from March to October. So he's a liar, lying on his application. I cut the fish to the specifications of the customer, he wrote. His reason for leaving, he added, was needed 1 season. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. Take care and peace. Bloop, 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 bloop.